without ever deciding which symbols truly resonate with their soul. Each symbol is a broadcast. Each symbol is a pattern. Choosing your symbols is a form of sovereignty. Symbolic consent also includes the symbols you feed in your environment, the images you scroll past repeatedly, the emblems you wear, the slogans you repeat, the entertainment archetypes you absorb. Your subconscious reads symbols as instructions. This is neither mystical nor frightening. It is simply how consciousness processes compressed information. When you curate symbols that align with coherence, images of nature, art that opens the heart, geometry that feels harmonious, words that carry truth, you create an environmental field that supports your baseline. This is one of the simplest, most graceful forms of spiritual hygiene. It does not demand intensity. It invites beauty. Now here, a final refinement that belongs at the end of this first foundation, the bridge layer between attachments and implants. Between relational presences and structural overlays exists what you could call the interface layer, a zone where meaning, interpretation, and expectation live. This is where a person decides what an experience means. This is where a human says, I am unsafe, or I am learning, or I am guided, or I am trapped. The interface layer is immensely creative. It can transform a moment into trauma, or transform a moment into wisdom, depending on the meaning assigned. Many attachments gain strength when the interface layer assigns meaning that reinforces helplessness. Many implants persist when the interface layer assigns meaning that reinforces inevitability. The interface layer is updated by a single act, choosing a meaning that strengthens coherence. For example, when a person feels a sudden heavy mood and immediately concludes, I am broken, the interface opens a door. When that same person concludes, my field is asking for clearing and rest, the interface becomes a bridge to solution. Meaning is medicine. Meaning is also architecture. So, we give you a simple interface layer practice. It is short. It is effective. It belongs right here at the beginning because it prevents many detours. When you feel an inner shift you do not understand, speak this. I choose the meaning that strengthens coherence. I choose the meaning that returns me to my heart. I choose the meaning that increases my agency. Then take one coherent action. Drink water, breathe slowly, stand barefoot on the earth, open a window, wash your hands, speak to someone kind, tone a note, or place your hand on your heart and feel your own life. Coherence is built by simple actions, repeated with sincerity. Beloved ones, you now hold a complete foundation. The two-part architecture, the consent lattice, the guardian architecture, symbolic consent, and the interface layer. This foundation will make everything that follows easier. It will also help you keep your focus on mastery rather than fascination. And now we move into the attachment field, where relational influences are understood with precision, and release becomes an elegant, calm skill practiced by a sovereign species awakening to itself. There are many kinds of relational influences in your subtle ecology. When you name them with nuance, you stop exaggerating them and you stop diminishing them. You become accurate. Accuracy is a form of compassion. One category is what you might call astral parasites, simple feeders that seek dense emotional output. These do not demonstrate complex intelligence. Their strategy is attraction to charge. They hover where fear, shame, obsessive thought, or chronic conflict pulses regularly. They behave the way insects behave around certain food sources, drawn to a signal, sustained by proximity, uninterested in your philosophy. Their presence often correlates with repetitive spirals, the same worry loop, the same self-critique, the same sudden drain after an argument, the same heaviness after doom scrolling or late-night spiraling. A second category is thought-form entities, clusters of repeated beliefs that gather momentum until they feel like a voice. When a family, community, or culture repeats a narrative with emotion, I am unsafe, nothing changes, power is outside me, love is conditional, the repetition becomes a patterned field. Over time, it can gain an apparent autonomy. People say, "It feels like something is talking to me." Often it is. It is the energetic momentum of a belief that has been fed for years. Thought forms dissolve when awareness and new frequency interrupt the feeding pattern. A third category is imposter presences, energies that mimic benevolent guidance. These are not a punishment. They are a discernment training. They present as flattering, urgent, dramatic, or savior-shaped. They promise shortcuts. They demand allegiance. They often use seductive language. "You are chosen, so you do not need to question me." True guidance strengthens your discernment, invites your inner confirmation, and never demands you abandon your authority. A fourth category is disincarnate fragments, human emotional residues that seek completion. These can appear as a lingering grief in a location, an unspoken anger in a family line, or a persistent atmosphere that feels not yours. The remedy here is not warfare. The remedy is completion, acknowledgement, forgiveness, prayer, and a clear directive. You are welcome to return to your own unfolding, carried by light. A fifth category is role-based attachments, energies linked to identity masks, the seducer, the controller, the martyr, the rescuer, the tyrant, the perpetual victim. When a person repeatedly uses a mask to survive, that mask becomes an energetic doorway. An attachment may then amplify the mask because the mask produces predictable charge. The person experiences the amplification as, "I don't feel like myself." That is a clue. You are feeling the momentum of a role that no longer matches your truth. Now hear the essential mechanism. Attachments anchor through resonance plus permission. Permission is not always a spoken yes. Permission can be repetition. Permission can be fascination. Permission can be secrecy. Permission can be a vow made in a moment of intensity. Permission can be the belief that you must suffer to be worthy. Permission can be the habit of outsourcing your sense of direction. When you stop feeding a pattern, it loses traction. When you stop hiding a pattern, it loses leverage. When you meet the root need honestly, the attachment has less to attach to. This is why some people clear something and it returns. They removed the visible branch while the root belief stayed untouched. Roots are addressed through inner truth. We also speak of the closet branch principle. Anything pushed into the closet becomes an energetic pocket. Pockets attract. A pocket of unspoken grief attracts a grief feeder. A pocket of secret shame attracts a shame amplifier. A pocket of suppressed anger attracts a rage loop. Honesty opens windows. Windows change airflow. Airflow changes what can remain.